The days in which the disciples could walk beside the Master and hear such teachings were numbered, but as yet, so little did they realize it. Very soon now, he was to enter Jerusalem as the Messiah. But before he reached that day, there still were incidents to lift the hearts of Christendom. On the way out of the city of Jericho, just before Jesus and his disciples started the long climb through the dangerous rocky valley that led upwards to Jerusalem, they came upon an old beggar by the wayside, whose name was Bartimaeus.
Friend, what is this great commotion passing through the streets?
Keep back against the wall there, Bartimaeus, if thou wouldst not be trampled underfoot.
Who cometh here? Wherefore this multitude?
It is Jesus of Nazareth who passeth by.
The worker of so many miracles. Oh, that I could talk with him, that he might come to me. Jesus, thou Son of David, have mercy on me.
There be many others behind him who have been seeking words with him long ere thee, old man.
Thou Son of David, have mercy on me.
Now he hath heard, and thus hath altered not alone Jesus, but all the multitude.
Be of good company. Rise and let me lead thee to him.
What wilt thou that I should do unto thee?
Lord, that I might receive my sight.
Go thy way. Thy faith hath made thee whole.
Rabbi, as thou dost touch me, all the darkness floweth from mine eyes. I do behold thee now. I do behold all these about me. I do behold the sunshine and the shadow. I can see. And Lord, I give thee thanks, and I ask no more than that I too might join this multitude which cometh after thee.
Nor was it only the blind and the halt and the maimed whom Jesus healed upon that journey to Jerusalem. Before he reached the holy city, a messenger arrived from Bethany.
If I remember rightly, thou art Peter, one of his disciples. I come to speak with Jesus.
Peter I am, friend. The Master walketh there with John. See, I will lead thee to him.
I thank thee. Master, I bring thee greetings from Mary of Bethany, but I also bring thee ill tidings. For behold, Lord, he whom thou lovest is sick.
Knowing, perhaps, both the challenge and the triumph that awaited him in Bethany, Jesus delayed 2 days before he turned his steps to that beloved village.
Our friend Lazarus sleepeth, but I go that I may awake him out of sleep.
Lord, if he sleeps, he shall do well.
Lazarus is dead, and I am glad for your sakes that I was not there, to the intent ye may believe. Nevertheless, let us go unto him.
Knowing, therefore, even before it had been told him that his friend had died, it was discovered, once he had climbed the familiar slopes of Olivet, that they had buried Lazarus 4 days ago. Hearing that Jesus was approaching Bethany, Martha ran not only from the house, but quite a way along the mountain road out of the town to meet him.
Lord, if thou hadst been here, my brother had not died. But I know that even now, whatsoever thou wilt ask of God, God will give it thee.
Thy brother shall rise again.
I know that he shall rise again in the resurrection at the last day.
I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. Believest thou this?
Yea, Lord, I believe that thou art the Christ, the Son of God, which should come unto us.
With Mary in the house were many Jews who also had loved Lazarus and knew the little family well. Perceiving that Jesus might be in some danger from them, she tried to leave them secretly. But when she went out of the house to meet him, they followed her. And Mary fell at the Master's feet.
Lord, if thou hadst been here, my brother had not died.
Where have ye laid him?
Lord, come and see.
Could not this man which opened the eyes of the blind have caused that even this man should not have died?
Sorrowfully, they brought the Master to the grave, a cave in the hillside against which a stone had been rolled. And Mary and Martha and the grieving Jews, with the disciples, stood silently behind him, watching. And in some cases, even in the case of Mary, beginning to doubt. But Jesus reassured her.
Said I not unto thee, that if thou wouldst believe, thou shouldst see the glory of God? Take ye away the stone. Father, I thank thee that thou hast heard me, and I knew that thou hearest me always. But because of the people which stand by, I said it, that they might believe that thou hast sent me. Lazarus, come forth.
And then it was, St. John informs us, that Lazarus came forth, bound hand and foot with grave clothes, and his face was bound about with a napkin.
Loose him and let him go.
Jesus spent that night at Bethany with his disciples. The next day would mark, as it were, the beginning of the end, for it would see the great triumphal entry into Jerusalem, the day that Christendom now celebrates as Palm Sunday. Already in the great city, the preparations for the Passover were being hurried on all sides, and pilgrims to the Paschal feast had started to arrive by every road, from every corner of the land. It was as if the Master knew now that the fullness of his time was come. From now on, he would go forward to the people as the Messiah, the chosen one, whose coming had been prophesied. And something of this bold and yet inevitable purpose must have seized the disciples on this sunlit morning as they set off with their Master down the mountain road and round the shoulder of the Mount of Olives. Nearing the village of Bethphage, the Master said to two of his disciples,
Go ye into the village over against you, in the which at your entering ye shall find a colt tied, whereon yet never man sat. Loose him and bring him hither. And if any man ask you, Why do ye loose him? Thus shall ye say unto him, Because the Lord hath need of him.
It happened as the Master had foretold them. They found the colt where he had said they would, and questioned by the owner, they replied, The Lord hath need of him. And all four Gospels tell us that they brought the colt to Jesus and cast their garments on him, and the Master sat upon him. And they remembered the prophecy of Zechariah. Rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion. Shout, O daughter of Jerusalem. Behold, thy king cometh unto thee. He is just, and having salvation, and lowly, and riding upon a colt, the foal of an ass. As the little procession went on its way, it crossed the path of many pilgrims making for the holy city. And rounding the brow of the hill, they came at last in sight of Jerusalem, the gilded roofs of its temple, and the gleam of its marble walls spread out below them, beyond the valley of the Kidron. The Master's eyes, shining with the fires of prophecy, saw beyond the shimmering sight that met his eyes into the terrible destruction that would level the city in just the space of a few more years. There, in the courtyard of the temple below him, his mother had brought him as a boy. There, he had walked with many others from his own familiar Nazareth, the Nazareth that had rejected him. And we are told that as he looked upon the city, Jesus wept over it. He said aloud,
If thou hadst known, even thou at least in this thy day, the things which belong unto thy peace, but now they are hid from thine eyes. For the day shall come upon thee, that thine enemies shall cast a trench about thee, and compass thee round, and keep thee in on every side, and shall lay thee even with the ground, and thy children within thee, and they shall not leave in thee one stone upon another, because thou knewest not the time of thy visitation.
Those around him could not begin to know how literally those somber words would be fulfilled. And this, in any case, was a day of rejoicing. More than that, to the humble disciples, it was the day on which their king was coming to his own. Caught up in the spirit of that moment, they led him down to the very gate of the holy city. And they sent a note of rejoicing that was caught up by the people who already lined the Master's route. For he came now openly as the Messiah. They tore down branches of the palm trees that overhung his way and strewed their cloaks and mantles before the colt as the procession moved into the city. Some of the Pharisees among the crowds dared to make known their irritation at the scene. One of them called out aloud to him,
Master, rebuke thy disciples. I tell you that if these should hold their peace, the stones would immediately cry out.
And now, at the temple, boldly he took a step which he knew must inevitably drive to further action the Jews who sought a cause to slay him. Over 2 million Jews are said to have assembled in the holy city for the Passover. And the densest crowds of all would be trying to get through the court of the Gentiles toward the holier halls of worship behind it. Yet brazenly bargaining men had now filled the place with their droves of oxen and their cages of hapless doves. And all around them were the booths of usurers. It was no passive preacher, but a vigorous young man, a man aroused to scorn by all this desecration, who now took action in this situation. With his own strong hands, he overthrew the tables of the usurers, driving them before his face out of the sanctified enclosure, showing no mercy to its clamoring defilers.
It is written, my house is a house of prayer, have made it a den of thieves.
So now, the die was cast. Jesus had not only allowed his followers to acclaim him as the Messiah, but had openly defied the authority of the priests by his cleansing of the temple itself.